Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another death match between Necrons and Blood Angels, and the mission we probably played the most over the years has been drawn out, and we are playing Purge the Aliens, so victory points or kill points. So it's going to be a really interesting game. I'm playing the Living Tomb formation. I'm currently going first, and I'm deployed over on this side of the table, just playing normal deployments. So my 5 Tomb Blades just deployed there. In the central position now I have Nemesis with 10 Immortals with Gore's weapons, and then I have hiding behind this building here 5 Immortals, again with Gore's weapons. The Blood Angels are over on this side of the table here, and currently deployed a Predator, Battle Predator, big Death Company squad there with a Chaplain. And then have 3 Speeders with missile launchers and heavy bolters, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and another group of the same. There's a little tactical squad in a Rhino there. There's some tacticals there with a las cannon. In reserve we have a Storm Raven with some Vanguards and another Chaplain. We also have just on the side there a Dreadnought. What type of Dread is that? A Fusio Dread, that's in the Storm Raven as well. And then another las Pred with some tacticals in. And that is it. So are the Blood Angels going to try and seize the initiative? You're going to have a go? You are?
Red one.
3, no, not quite. Okay, so turn 1 for the Necrons. As expected, I couldn't really do much. Most of my stuff is in reserve, and the Blood Angels have very cleverly deployed well outside of my 24-inch range, even if I moved. So those just stood still. I did move the Tomb Blades from behind the building into this position, just to try and get into the action maybe later in the game. And that was it. So we're going to swiftly move into the Blood Angels, turn 1. Okay, so turn 1 for the Blood Angels. Basically the big squad of Death Company moved and ran 4 inches, heading towards my flanks. Everything else sort of moved around, just making sure they were in target range. And of course target priority was my big squad of Immortals with Nemesis as expected. I started rolling really well with the cover save and the RPs at the beginning of the game, but then it went down quite rapidly towards the end, not the game, of the turn. Towards the end of the turn I started losing numbers. I lost 5 Immortals, and me with my leadership 10 rolls, as always I fouled, and I ran 8 inches just to the edge of the board. So I'm going to try and regroup now if I can. 2 and a 1, so I've definitely regrouped, which is quite handy. So now I'm going to use Nemesis' adaptive tactics, and I'm going to change my Warlord trait to the manipulation of the reserves rolls, so I get plus or minus 1 reserve roll after I rolled the dice. The obelisks come down automatically, so we're going to roll for the 2 monoliths. Let's just roll for these. So both monoliths are coming out, and the Transcendent Catan, a 5, that's coming out as well. I don't need to roll for the warriors because they're going to automatically come out of the monoliths. More to come. Right, okay, so I've finished doing my deep striking. Thinking about it, I should have rolled for the reserves of the warriors, because if the obelisk had mishapped and died, then potentially, I suppose, the monoliths may have mishapped also, and then the reserves would have been coming out normally. So I should have rolled it, I think, but it didn't make any difference. So I did manage to get the obelisk down without scattering, which was really useful. Then I put the 1 monolith there, disembarked 20 warriors just there, the other monolith right next to it within 12 inches of the obelisk, disembarked 20 more warriors. Then I went all out for glory, surrounding these Blood Angels here, the Death Company with the Transcendent Catan, and I took a bit of a risk, and I got a dead on hit, so I didn't scatter, but it just looked so epic that I just had to do it. Okay, so I'm going to continue my movement phase, finish the turn up, and I'll be back and let you know what happened. Okay, so that was my turn 2 complete. In the movement phase I just moved the Tomb Blades up there, just getting them into range of that tank, and indeed they ended up shooting that tank. I took 1 whole point off of that. and nothing else really moved. I continued then to start shooting, and it was a bit scary at first, actually, to be fair, because this death company here, the obelisk did really well in shooting. I killed probably about 50% of them, but then it went downhill. I rapid fired all 20 shots into there. I only killed like 2 men. And then I had to rapid fire all of those shots into there, and I killed probably another couple of men. So there's 1 man standing. Gave that glory to this monolith, shot its 2 flux arcs, and well, to be fair, I only got 1 hit through, but it was enough, and the last man went down to 1 shot from the monolith. That gave me first blood, gave me Slay the Warlord, it gave me 2 victory points as well, so it gave me 4 points just from that big blob there, but it took an awful loss of shooting with the feel no pain, etc. The other monolith there shot the 2 flux arcs just over there. I got 1 whole point off of the front skimmer. The other one, which was in range there, the other flux arcs shot over there but did no damage. It was then the Transcendent Catan's turn. I nominated the speeders up over there. I managed to get the first power, which was the Strength 8 AP3 Large Blast. I got a dead on hit, got 2 whole points off the front speeder, and I killed the last cannon guy in the tactical squad, which was really, really useful. And that was it. That was my turn 2. So we're now going to move into turn 2 for the Blood Angels, and of course they do have some reserves, so we're going to roll some dice, see what comes out, and we'll be back with some more action. Right, okay, so turn 2 for the Blood Angels, and all the reserves came on. The speeder stayed out of the 18-inch range of the obelisk because of its special rule, and just flew on the edge of the board there. Everything else, eyed up my big squad of warriors just here. The other reserves came on just there, and everything, the bow, all of those guys, all of the speeders, all shot into my warriors. Focus fire did a really good job. I lost a good bunch of them, over 50%. However, on this occasion I didn't fail my leadership, which was pretty useful. And that was it. So we're going to move in now to turn 3 for the Necrons. No more reserves, of course, so we'll see what we can do with what's on the table. Okay, so my turn 3 started off moving these guys up onto the building. I had 1 pop shot at the predator that was there, but I did miss. Moved the Tomb Blades up into range of the pred, and basically advanced the warriors and the monoliths and the obelisk forward as much as possible. I also brought these immortals from that side of the building to that side. Shooting wise, I started off with the big template from the monolith on the speeders. I did scatter and I missed. Shot some of the Gauls weapons snap firing into here. Did manage to get 1 whole point off of that front speeder, which is pretty useful. And then started shooting the obelisk, and this time I didn't roll very well at all. Not only did I not roll any 6s, but I hardly got any 3s actually, so none of the bullets really did any damage at all this turn. Then I shot the monolith, used the big pie template up over there. I managed to take out the Rhino and also 3 of the scouts guys there, just 1 scout left. I then shot the Tomb Blades into the Predator, got 1 whole point off of there, so in the end I shot on the 20 warriors that were there into the Pred as well, just to try and get the extra kill point. So I did take the Predator town just there. And then over this side of the table, rapid fired these guys into the Storm Raven. Did pretty well, managed to get 1 whole point off, so I chanced my arm and I rapid fired these guys into it as well, but I did no damage that time. The Storm Raven didn't jink. And then we came to the Catan, which was just there. He shot, he got the Strength 9 Tesla, and I rolled a 6. I did pretty well shooting these speeders, but they managed to save all of their cover saves, which was a good roll from the Blood Angels. So I managed to get 2 more victory points, one for the Predator and one for the Rhino that was just up over there. So I'm currently 6 kill points to 0 as we move into turn 3 for the Blood Angels. Okay, so turn 3 for the Blood Angels, and a pretty successful turn, I would say, for them this time. So what's happened? Started off here, dropped the Storm Raven into hover mode, proceeded to shoot the Storm Raven at these guys here. I did lose 2 of the Immortals, but not too bad. The load inside got out, the Furioso Dread got out just here, went into my Immortals. I did Overwatch, took 1 hull point off, but now I can't touch it, we're just locked in combat, so it's just a case of can I survive and stop a hull point, a victory point being given away there. Over here, the very nasty Vanguard with the Zealots Chaplain went into my big squad of 20 warriors. I did Overwatch. I got 1 wound off of the Chaplain who was standing at the front. In the assault I lost 8 of my warriors. I did no wounds in the return assault, and then I found my leadership and I was swept, which is pretty typical of Necron warriors really. One disadvantage of having a big squad of warriors is just that, being swept. But there you go. Then over the other side of the table there, all the speeders, they all unloaded into my other squad of warriors, which were just on that crater. I still have some left, can't quite see them, there's about 4 left. I didn't find my leadership there, so that was lucky, just standing there. The single scout moved behind that barricade there, just hiding, and then the guys in the Rhino disembarked and they shot at my Transcendent Catan. The last cannon, Snapshot, got a 6 to hit and rolled a 1 to wound. So just one wound on my Transcendent Catan, or T-Catan, but a mouthful. And then the last cannon from the Rhino shot in at my Tomb Blades. I decided to jink, and I managed to save the jink save that came through, so that was useful. Just out of just a note really that these guys here consolidated only 1 inch, so they are quite nicely bunched. 1 victory point for the Blood Angels for killing those warriors, and to be fair, I am quite depleted in numbers. Obviously I've still got the tanks, but not many men left, so I need to make use of these tanks as much as possible as we move in to Necrons turn 4. Okay, so turn 4 for the Necrons. Moved these onto the building, just trying to get into shooting range, but trying to stay away as much as I could from the guys that were just standing there. Moved the monolith backwards here, moved the monolith forward there, trying to allow for any scattering of the pie templates. Moved this into a nice position as well for shooting. These guys here just moved up towards the Blood Angels deployment zone. And then these warriors here just shuffled around in that piece of terrain. So I shot the monolith, I shot the obelisk, or pretty much most of the guns at this unit. I've got most of them down, just 1 guy there and also the chaplain. The warriors shot in over there as well, but they did nothing. This monolith here shot up over towards the speeders, managed to kill 1 speeder there. Then the Transcendent Catan shot in and I rolled another 1, so I got the Strength 8 template. That scattered over there. I managed to kill the Rhino that was there, or destroy it, and then I managed to get hull points off of the other speeder there as well, so just whittling those speeders down a bit. I did get a victory point for killing the Rhino. I then assaulted with the Catan just there, managed to kill 3 Marines. I took a wound back, and we're just locked in combat there, just 1 Marine left. And that was pretty much it. These guys just snapshot over into the Rhino, but they didn't do any damage. Okay, so we're still at 7 kill points to 1 for me, but the Blood Angels can still pull something out of the bag here. I think they've still got some shooting available to them. Let's see what happens as we move into turn 4 for Blood Angels. Right, okay, so turn 4 for the Blood Angels, and things went a little bit wrong, so wrong that actually Blood Angels player have conceded, so it is going to be a Necron victory, but let's go over what happened. So these guys here, the 2 speeders, moved up here in range of my warriors. They shot me, I went to ground and saved absolutely everything. Then the other 2 speeders moved up to the right. They didn't do too bad. They shot my tomb blades. I did jink. I lost 2 tomb blades, but I did save again quite a good amount of jink saves. The Storm Raven, still hovering, also shot at my tomb blades, but again I saved everything from the jink saves. And then the Chaplain and the Vanguard, 2 left, they moved up here to the edge of the terrain, 12 inches. I overwatched and killed them both in Overwatch. Chaplain was only on 1 wound. So a bit of a disaster there. We then went over to the Transcendent Catan. I was assaulted by this little single guy that was there earlier. I did multi-attacks and I killed both of them. Split attack, sorry, and I killed both of them. So huge amount of kill points up, not too much left, especially with 3 armor 14 vehicles on the table. So the Blood Angels couldn't really do much there. So we're going to call it quits. So I really hoped you enjoyed the game. Thanks so much for watching as always, and watch out for more battle reports to come.